This is the Mariana Trench. At nearly 7 miles down, it's considered the deepest part of the ocean. About 250 miles south of Guam, sailors who work these waters mention strange objects moving in and out of the sea. When Shannon Lee arrived in Guam in late 2001, he heard those stories firsthand. He was stationed on the USCGC Sassafras, a Coast Guard deck crewman that often sailed directly over the trench to do maintenance on buoys. What began as whispers from his colleagues soon became something else entirely. Within weeks of arriving, Shannon claims he began to see them for himself. Disc-shaped objects that sometimes shifted into glowing orbs. On one patrol during the day, while out on a small rigid boat, he looked up to find a saucer directly overhead. Lights would flicker beneath the hovering craft, 3 points glinting on its underside that didn't seem to have any light fixtures on it. During their last drill of a routine day, Lee claimed the Sassafras's commanding officer received a call from a Marine helicopter. Immediately afterward, General Quarters was sounded, something said to be almost unheard of for a buoy tender. The ship steamed about 20 miles southwest of Guam toward a Taiwanese fishing vessel dragging something behind it. A 2-man boarding team reportedly went over to the fishing vessel to try to make them stop. Lee says he and 7 others were selected to remain topside, and suggests he was among the only enlisted personnel cleared to handle whatever was allegedly waiting for them. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew was ordered below decks and kept away from windows as someone went around taping cardboard over every porthole. They set out from the Sassafras to approach a Taiwanese fishing vessel. There, a disc-shaped UFO, about 25 to 30 feet wide, was caught in the nets. Shannon claims he was told it was his job to help retrieve it, so the crew cut the nets to free the craft, then rigged the ship's boom and hooked mesh ladders around it to lift it aboard the Sassafras. Shannon pressed his hand against the hull, even striking it lightly, and felt a hollow reverberation through his gloves. Concrete weights and tools couldn't scratch it. Every moment he felt amazed, and he describes the experience as surreal. Once aboard, they draped it with tarps and cinched the covers tight. Air Force personnel in camouflage were reportedly already waiting at the dock, and Shannon and the other 7 were sent to their quarters without explanation. The following morning came the debrief. An admiral reportedly sat at the head of the room. Logs and notebooks were gone. They were allegedly told the craft was classified experimental naval technology, and each man signed an NDA. Shannon says he never forgot the sound the hull made under his hand, that hollow echo still ringing years later. For him, the trench had stopped being just a deep blue shape on a map. It had become a corridor into something far stranger, and he claimed he had touched it.